Oh, you're right, guys. How's it going? Just got back from flying a banner over Turf Moor. Sorry, still got my pilot's gear on here. That'll teach Woodward, won't it? I can confirm Burnley is a shithole. Hey, everyone. It's the Flying Pig here. I'll take these off. On Flying Pig United with a little match reaction for you for the Burnley versus Manchester United game that's just finished. 2-0 to United at Turf Moor. Come on, my son, get in there. Have some of that, Burnley, eh? Oh, it's just a bit of a relief in the end, to be honest, just to get the win. And obviously, we had a bit of controversy, you could say, in the second half with Rashford getting sent off, so it could have gone a different way. But I must say, I'll just start the video by saying I thought United were really good today. Very good. We lit up the pitch in our lovely pink shirts, and the performance didn't disappoint. I think some of the players out there today have really done themselves a lot of good with the good, confident performance they put in compared to some of the shocking ones we've seen recently, or certainly in the Brighton game. Get those ghosts from the past behind us and move on, start on a positive front now, because I think we can, we can change our stars, if you like, this season, because we've got some pretty winnable fixtures coming up, which I'll get into a bit later. But yeah, I mean, today I think even, Marouan's been great. Alexis Sanchez working his socks off, didn't he? And got that great assist in with that lovely ball in for the first goal, which obviously Romelu Lukaku has nutted into the back of the net. And it was a fantastic header. It was a fantastic cross, fantastic bit of play. Great goal from Manchester United, and it sort of calmed the nerves there. And then we just built on that, really. We didn't really give Burnley a look in, to be fair, today. They've barely had a chance, even after we got the man sent off in the second half. We limited their chances. We limited their threat in the final third. They barely got there at any opportunities really in that first half. And it was all Manchester United creating chances, having a lot of joy in the wide areas and getting balls into Lukaku. We should 100% always be trying to do that because he is a threat aerially, and he showed that today. But also the second goal that he scored just thumped into the back of the net. Great finish from him. Nice hand in the build-up play that happened before that. And also, I just thought the actual play in that second goal, okay, maybe it was a little bit fortunate to sort of land for Lukaku, but the build-up play for that goal was just brilliant. Absolutely lovely football from Manchester United. And so, yeah, I mean, it's a big relief because there was a lot of pressure on this game for the team and for Jose and us fans, obviously, because it would have really lambasted us down there at the foot of the table if we didn't come away from this game with a positive result. But we've done that. We got the win. It was a convincing win. It was a good win, even though it was maybe marred a little bit by Rashford sending off in the second half. And the fact that melter, Pogba, or Logba, as I like to call him, the human bit of bark in the middle of the pitch, who does nothing, missed that penalty, Okay, maybe I'm being a bit harsh, but it pisses me off, man. What are you doing with that little twinkle toe run-up crap? I don't get it. Just stick the ball in the back of the net, lad. Okay? You always have to do everything the hard way. It's like, no, he can't just play a simple Paul Scholes ball and pop it off, pop it around. No, he has to dawdle on it, lose possession. And in this instance, he just couldn't stick it in the back of the net. I mean, people miss penalties. Maybe I'm being a bit harsh, but I didn't even think he should be taking the penalty today. Okay, yeah, for his confidence and all that, and he has taken the penalties. And yeah, great, nice one, Paul. But Lukaku's got himself a brace already. Let him have the hat-trick. That's what I would have done anyway. I'll just let Romelu stick it in the back of the net. His confidence would have been very high after scoring that brace in the first half. So just let Romelu have it. And I think that was a bit of a nightmare. But so that's a missed opportunity there because we could have really put the game to bed at that stage and maybe just completely killed it. Although after that, we did have a moment of madness, which is Sanchez went off as a substitute for Marcus Rashford, and Marcus Rashford's come on. And, it didn't work out. Wasn't the best decision in the end because, okay, Rashford did win us the pen, but then he's got himself sent off very stupidly, really. There's just like a coming together, him and Bardsley, bit of afters. He comes up, gets in Bardsley's face. And, you can't be doing that, Marcus, but at the same time, Bardsley's an absolute little prick, isn't he? What a rat! What a rat, mate! What sort of... Oh, referee's freaking nutted me. You're a dickhead, mate, to be fair, Bardsley. So... it's just a shame that Rashford didn't actually really nut him in the end because he's got himself a red card. He's been sent off, but he's gone up to him. He's put his face in his face. You can't do that. You're asking something off the referee. The referee was absolutely gash-tastic today anyway, I thought. But that incident, was not handled very well. Personally, I don't think it was ascending. I mean, okay, it was very rash from Marcus Rashford, as the name suggests, but... it was just a little, get back off, mate. It wasn't, I'm going to knot you and put you down. So I personally think that was a bit too strong from the referee there. But You know, both yellow cards would have been a good shout, as Jason FIFA 7's just commented here. Everybody who's tuning in right now for this live match reaction, thanks so much for stopping by on the channel. Do us a favour, chuck us a like on this video. We're going to be just breaking down and delving into this Burnley versus Manchester United game. I'll be going through some of your comments and stuff. I just wanted to show you the upcoming fixtures that Manchester United have as well, because, yeah, we've had a bad start to the season. That Brighton performance was an absolute calamity. It really was. The Tottenham performance, yeah, it was great first half, really, but we still conceded 3 goals in the second half. It was error-filled, and it was embarrassing in the end because Spurs just outclassed us. By the way, they lost today against Watford. Get in there, my son. Come on, my son. Have some of that, Spurs, eh? How'd you like them apples? Oh, yeah. But, yeah, they're still way ahead of us at the moment. There's only a few games gone. Fair play to Watford as well. You know, Watford keep on winning. That's 4 out of 4 now for Watford. What are they doing? They're right up there with the likes of Liverpool and Chelsea and right up at the top of the table at the moment. So fair play to Watford. Unbelievable result for them. But yeah, I'm just so buzzing about that Spurs result as well. But let me just show you the fixtures that we've got coming up next. So we've got Watford actually next game, which leads me on nicely from that. But it's not for a couple of weeks. But yeah, we've got Watford. That'll be a tough game based on how they've started the season. But surely they keep that going? I don't know if they can keep that going. I think we will get the better of them in that game. And then we've got a Champions League game after that against Young Boys, which is an away game. Tough game, you know, really. But I'd expect us to win that. After that, we've got Wolves. Definitely a hugely winnable game there. Should be nothing but a battering of those Wolves, to be honest. Then we've got Derby in the EFL Cup. Should be another absolute embarrassment for them. Hopefully not an embarrassment for us. West Ham. Then we've got West Ham who, come on, if anybody was having a shitter time up until today than us, it was West Ham, because they made some really good signings and Pellegrini's had mares over there. And they've just had a really bad start to the season, 100%. So, and also this weekend they've made it even worse. So I expect us to win that game. And then after that, we've got Valencia in the Champions League. Yes, that is a tough game. Then Newcastle in the league. And then Chelsea on the 20th of October. So what I'm saying, the reason I've just gone through that whole list is not to inform you. I know you viewers out there, you're all very informed. It's just really to say that apart from maybe the game against Valencia, which would be a tough game in the Champions League, if you're just looking at the league games, we should be winning our league games comfortably up until we play Chelsea on the 20th of October. And if you look at where we will be in the league table then I think that will be our season turned around. Yes, we've had a shocking start. We were all pissed off with the style of play and just the lack of motivation and bottle that we showed in that Brighton game. The Tottenham performance had its positives, but at the end we still lost 3-0. We've got to move on now. We've got to put it behind us. We've got Jose Mourinho as manager. I thought we did a great job today with selection. You know, even like I say, putting Fellaini in there. I thought Fellaini's had a really good game, just defensively bossed it for me. Sanchez was just bang up for it, working his socks off today. Luke Shaw, I thought, was excellent as well. Defensively, we were solid as a rock, really. We didn't really have a lot to do. I mean, I can't even really remember David De Gea having to make any sort of decent saves, really. Just a couple of textbook ones here and there. Very, very easy night for him. And generally, the back line wasn't really troubled too much. But, of course, we expect to beat teams like Burnley, but you still got to go there and do it. And it's when we come up against the teams like Chelsea on the 20th of October, and of course these other games we've got to really concentrate and win, but it's when we come up against the big boys where we will see the golfing class, if there is one, which there shouldn't be, because we've got a really good team, especially offensively, especially if you're feeding Lukaku, and Lukaku's on form and he's putting the balls in the back of the net, because he has not been up to par recently, has he? He showed it in the last game, in that first half against Spurs. He's missed a sitter, an absolute sitter, which he should put away every single time, but he didn't put it away. And obviously, confidence-wise, that's not good. But if he's on form, he's brilliant. He can get you 25 goals a season. He is that good. He's consistent over his career anyway, and he should be for Manchester United also. He should be scoring more goals for Manchester United. So if you've got him on form, you're supplying him like we were today, then that's going to just make it a lot easier for everybody involved. Yeah, so... Oh, I've done the fixtures. So anyway, everybody who's tuning in, let's get into your comments now. Thanks so much for stopping by on the stream. If anybody has... Oh, shitloads of messages already sent in, so apologies if I've missed a whole bunch of them. But I'm just going to start at the bottom here, otherwise it gets a bit confusing. Scott Houstingard, how's it going, Scott? He says Lingard put in a solid shift, was everywhere up front, pulled the D all over the pitch. What the hell does that mean, mate? Put in the D all over the pitch? Anyway, no, fair play to you, mate. I thought Lingard was very good indeed today. Obviously, he went off at the end as a tactical change from Jose Mourinho. Herrera came on for him, shore things up a little bit after the red card. But yeah, I thought Lingard, as ever, really, he's one of the only players that, for me, has always been pretty damn consistent for Manchester United. He's very, very good. Certainly, since Jose Mourinho's come in anyway, as manager, Lingard's come on leaps and bounds. And I think he has put in another good shift today. And I totally agree with you. Mr. Zaki Boy says, Watford will be tough. Wolves are playing better than where they are. West Ham and Newcastle are a shambles. Chelsea will be extremely difficult as Stamford Bridge is our death ground. It's always difficult for Manchester United at Stamford Bridge. And just at this moment in time, they have had a good start to the season. They made a couple of decent additions, new change manager, etc. It's always can have a positive effect. It seems to be doing that at Chelsea. So, yeah, depending on what happens between now and when we actually play them, of course, I think it will be a very tough game. It would be a tough game regardless of what happens, but Jose Mourinho will be bang up for it. He will want to win that game more than any other game this season, probably at Stamford Bridge against Chelsea with his previous history and everything. So I think we can do it, but of course we've just got to win our whole next bunch of games. I'm not even thinking about the Chelsea game at the moment. If we win all our games before that and lose the Chelsea game, it's one of those fixtures that it's a tough place to go, like you say. So as long as we beat the teams we should be beating, then it would be a bonus, of course, if we beat Chelsea, but it's not the end of the world if we didn't. So thank you very much for your question there, mate. Damo Dongo says, give Mourinho a 10-year contract. I don't know if that's because you're some sort of a scouser and you are doing this whole thing like, oh, Jose Mourinho's a football genius and all that shit again. Do one. But no, if you're actually supporting Mourinho, then fair play to you. I have generally supported Mourinho. I was absolutely fuming after that Spurs game, to be fair, just to concede 3 goals in the second half there. And it's more it's a lot to do with it. It's not just Mourinho, it's the players and some of their performances and, of course, the board and Woodward not bringing in players. And, that's the reason I threw that plane over the ground tonight. It's just to make a point to Woodward. He needs to pull his finger out and bring some players in the January transfer window. Leaf Comedy, how's it going? Comments and says, Pogba is gashtastic. Yeah, okay, he wasn't terrible today, but he still missed that penalty. Good opportunity for him. I know people miss penalties, and his performance wasn't out this world, was it? He wasn't one of the star performers on the pitch. I thought that responsibility sort of was taken today by Lukaku and Sanchez and even Fellaini, putting a really good dominant performance today. So, yeah, I agree with you. Me personally, I don't think he's cut out to the task. I don't think he's up to the task at Manchester United to be that bastion of a midfielder for us, that quality player that we've got in the centre of the park, who can not only be really good defensively, but create things and be very solid and consistent. He doesn't look motivated enough to me, which is ridiculous because he's on shitloads of money. He's an absolute global megastar, and he's playing for one of the best clubs in the world. Obviously, to us United fans, the best club in the world. So, does he see it that way, though? Because it doesn't look like sometimes he even really wants to play for Manchester United. Okay, maybe today wasn't a good example of that, but certainly in the Brighton game, I was even questioning him as a professional footballer. Like, what are you even doing, mate? Thank you for your question there, mate. Scott Housengard says, we need a 10-game winning streak to put us in a good place come December. That is exactly what we need. Jose's had a terrible start with Manchester United this season. After 3 games, a lot of fans were on his back. We're not happy about the style of football. We're not happy about the dedication and the determination of the players out there on the pitch sometimes when they're just very disappointed and barely created anything a la the Brighton game. It was so shocking. And all we want to see is a positive run for Manchester United now. If Jose can get the team performing, get the best out of the individuals we got in there, and that, I think that means dropping Pogba, because to me, Pogba's just not up to the standard, and he's showing week in, week out that he's just not good enough. He's not consistent enough. He's consistently shit, actually. That's what it is. It's not that he's inconsistent, it's just that he's not consistently good. He's consistently shit. So, me personally, I would drop him for the next game and give the starting role to, anybody else. So there you go. But that's my personal opinion anyway. United can't obviously sign a replacement player at the moment. So we're stuck with a prick. But I do hope that he can turn it around. It's not like his United career is dead. He's still getting paid a lot of money. He's still going to be selected by Jose Mourinho. So it's on him to change my mind. It's on him to change everybody else's opinion of him by putting in real dogged, determined performances and being a match winner for us. I'm not even necessarily a match winner, but just part of a really good team. That's all he needs to be. He just needs to be that man in the engine room, basically, who's doing the business for us in the centre of the park, breaking things up, but also getting things going. He's capable of doing that. We've seen it before. He just needs to man up a little bit and stop being such a little melter. Silvio comments and says, Lukaku should have taken the penalty. That is 100% true. I agree. He was on the hat-trick. Give him the confidence, Paul Pogba doesn't deserve to take that penalty, in my opinion. He's got himself a couple of goals this season, unwarranted. So I would have definitely handed the ball over to Lukaku there and said, go on, son, get your hat-trick. And he probably would have done, based on the performance, and his confidence would have had a big boost just on the game today. He would have stuck that in the back of the net, in my opinion. And I know you can't say that, and Pogba should more often than not score a penalty, but just, I don't know what he was doing today. It was shocking. Kumaran Silva Kumar, Lukaku should have got a hat-trick today. Yes, he should have done as well, to be fair. And he was just, I thought he was really, really good. Okay, I'm not trying to get too carried away here. We're only playing Burnley here. I get that. But Burnley is a tough place to go. Turf Moor, it's big, great atmosphere. Their fans really give it some. And it's a difficult place to go and play football. And they're a good team. They're a good organised team. But today, we totally dominated them, really. You can't say anything other than that. We really limited their chances. I think we finished the game with something like 10 shots on target and 20-odd, 25 shots throughout the game. So it was a good performance from us. Good in terms of creating chances and trying to really get at them and score goals. We did that. We should have scored more goals, of course, and it could have been, 4-0 in the end or something, which would have been amazing. So, yeah, take your hat off to Jose Mourinho on this one because he's got the lads playing well. But at the same time, after the start we've had, he's got to show us now that he can be that managerial mastermind to just easily navigate these fixtures that we've got against subpar teams, like teams that are just not as good as us, teams like Newcastle United and West Ham, and even Watford, who have had a good start to the season. But we've got to be winning that game. We've got to be winning every single game that we've got now, at least up until the Chelsea game on October 20th. If we can do that, then I think Jose will have won everybody over again, and he will have shown why he is such a very good manager. But we still got to close the gap with these teams above us. United cannot fall into the trap of playing for anything other than the title at this stage of the season. I know that sounds ridiculous. I really don't think United can mount a serious title challenge because of the start we've had. And also, if you look at the likes of Liverpool and Man City, they do play really good football and it's on a consistent basis. And they don't really look like conceding a lot. They don't look like losing a lot of games. And they're very good going forward. So they win a lot of games. So it is going to be difficult to challenge those teams this season. It really is, because they're just in a better vein at the moment, aren't they? In terms of where they're going, progression at the club, maybe even style of football, definitely style of football. So it's on Jose to close that gap, catch those managers up with style of football like we did today. I thought our football was much better today and much more direct, attacking, but also measured and balanced and really good defensively. So yes, that's what I want to see from a Jose Mourinho team. We just got to do it against teams who are better than Burnley, and then maybe we can challenge for the title this season. But it's very early to say. It's very early to say. Super chat here from Alex Rudd. How's it going, Alex? Thanks for stopping by, mate. Really appreciate your super chat there, mate. He says, watch Pogba go to Juventus and ball out. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I personally would like him to go. Sometimes players just do not fit at clubs, and that happens a lot. It really does. It's happened with United signings in the past. I'm thinking Wan Sebi Veron instantly springs to mind, or Forlan, as I mentioned in my previous video. Great players, but they just don't gel. And for whatever reason, in that culture, in that football club, in that team, that ethos, whatever it may be, they just don't fit. And Paul Pogba, even though he's got ridiculous haircuts, and he doesn't fit for that reason, he also doesn't fit, I don't think, just in terms of being that player for Manchester United. He's not the jigsaw puzzle piece that we need to complete the jigsaw, And if he did go to Juventus, I'd be happy. But I think you're right. I actually really am disgusted to say, but I think whoever he went to, he would be better than at Manchester United. I don't know what it is. Whether he's like, oh, Fergie got rid of me back in the day, so I've got this psychological block where I just dislike Manchester United, so I'm only going to give it 85%. I don't know if it's that. But either way, I wouldn't be sad if somebody came in and put in a reasonable bid for him. Not give him away, of course, but he is on a lot of money a week. You could use that money to pay somebody else's wages who is quality, and you'd still probably be able to raise, 50 million at least for him? Okay, it's a loss. Take it on the chin. He's shit. So, yeah. KT comments, thank you, Alex. KT comments and says, keep speaking the truth. Thank you very much, mate. I will do. I'll try to do it in the best way that I know, which is, It's pretty mediocre, to be honest, but it's my own personal take on it. And if you guys like watching, then I like talking. So that reminds me to everybody who's tuned in, do us a favour, smash that like button. If you happen to have stumbled across this random football pig-themed channel, do hit that subscribe button to keep up to date with all future stuff. Obviously, tomorrow I'll be doing a Monday analysis video live sometime in the afternoon where I will just go over the weekend's football in the Premier League and also go a bit deeper into Manchester United's performances once the dust has settled and give you my thoughts and opinions on the weekend's football. So make sure you keep an eye out for that tomorrow afternoon. Monday analysis will be coming at you. Spencer S comments, drop him, Flying Pig. He's going next summer. Let's not think we can't play without him for next season. Paul Pogba. Yeah, I believe we're talking about Paul Pogba. Yeah, I'd get rid of him. I would actually get rid of him. I know that's a bit of a controversial thing to say because he's got so much of a reputation and he's supposed to be this great match winner for us, but he's not. I've seen him do it a few times for United, as you all have. He rarely puts in a top quality performance for us. When he does, he's great. We saw in the World Cup he was very good for France. Previously in Serie A for Juventus, he was amazing. That's why we were prepared to go and spend 80 or 90 million on a player who used to be a Manchester United player, because he went over there and he showed the world what he can do and what a talented player he was. And he was basically this unbelievable goal-scoring, dynamic, up-and-down match winner for Juventus, but he's not for us. Something about it, something about his maybe hit the way he gels with Jose Mourinho's systems and stuff like that. Maybe he feels shackled by it. Maybe it's not all his fault. But still, he's a professional footballer. He's getting paid all that money. He's supposed to be one of the world's best. You've got to adapt, mate. It's time for you to adapt, Paul. And I don't think he can adapt because he's had plenty of time. So I personally would move him on anyway. Hydro44 comments and says Rashford should have gone down, not fight back. Yeah, it was just rash from Marcus Rashford, that bit of sequence of action there where he's got up and he's gone over to him. It's like, there's no need to do that, mate. Yeah, stay down, get Bardsley the yellow, mate. You've done that. But no, he gets up and yeah, it's a soft red in my opinion, but you've gone up and you stuck it in his face, and the way Bardsley's reacted like a little girl has, of course, influenced the referee, who was also a little girl. So that has ultimately cost him, and it could have cost us. Lucky it didn't cost us. Lucky the performance of the team after that was really, really solid. Good move from Jose bringing Herrera on, short things up, and we limited their chances again after that. But the business had been done already, but it could have on another day been the catalyst for United's downfall, because obviously 10 men, if Burnley had just turned it on and clicked and started to play football in that last 15-20 minutes of the game, then we could have been deep trouble, in deep trouble. So yeah, I think you're right. He's had a mare there. Kumaran comments, call Henry. I'm going to have to speak to Henry very soon and give him a lot of stick. He sent me a very abusive message after the Manchester United-Tottenham game, which I won't repeat on here, but you know the sort of stuff. Don't want to really feed his ego and read it out, but yeah, sickening from Henry Hotspur, gloating, giving it the big one. I'm certainly going to write something back to him, or give him, I think I'll leave him a nice little clip. A nice little voice clip. Archie comments, Juve can take Pogba for 150 million euros. I'd sell him for a lot less than that, mate. Couple of ginsters pasties, have him. I just want to say, actually, what did everybody think about Manchester United's pink kit tonight? I saw the pictures obviously when it was released, and I wasn't crazy about it, but actually seeing them playing it, and it improved our performance, but seeing them playing it, I thought it was actually quite stylish. I quite like it, you know. It's not too pink. It's a little bit pink, but it's not too pink. So fair play to them. I think it's actually a nice kit, that one. Alex Rudd with another super chat. Alex, thank you very much. He says, brer, that's all, folks. What are you doing there? Some sort of Looney Tunes skit? Thank you very much for your super chat there, Alex. Really appreciate it, mate. Maybe I just did that wrong, but yeah, you confused me. Leaf Comedies. I'd swap Pogba for Griezmann all day long. Yes, so would we all. Yash comments, one goal from Burnley would have put us in trouble. Yeah, that's the thing. If we had conceded after we'd got that sending off from Rashford, then yeah, it could have been a very different story. If they'd have just scored instantly after that, which they could have done because they got the numerical advantage out there on the pitch and then they're at the home ground, all the momentum sort of taken out of United's sails with that sending off. So yeah, if they'd have scored immediately after that, we could have really ended up drawing that game, or maybe even worse. But I thought we were really committed after the sending off as well, and looked really comfortable and good even after that. So pink was good. Yeah, I thought the kit was actually pretty decent. Richie James comments, the pink kit is a homage to the Manchester Evening News football newspaper. Is that the case? Fair play. Archie says salmon pink. Richard James says the pink. Used to buy it all the time. Right, I think I'm going to wrap it up there. But yeah, everybody who's tuned into this live stream, thanks so much for stopping by. I'm very happy that Manchester United have managed to get the win today. I'm happy for the players because I think a lot of them would have got some serious confidence from this game. Got to put the past behind you and move on, don't you? We've had some terrible performances. It's a bad start to the season. Forget about that now. Move on now. Lukaku's going to score 30 goals this season now. He's going to score 30 goals this season. Alexis Sanchez is going to be that player that he was at Arsenal, but for Manchester United, and he's going to score about 20 goals this season. You've got to believe. And Jose is capable of getting this Manchester United side winning games, get us on a roll. He's tactically astute manager. Yes, sometimes it's too negative, and we need the players playing for him. Today they looked like they were playing for him. Even in the Spurs game when we got battered second half. First half, they were really playing for him. And in the Brighton game, nobody was playing for him. So he's got to get that consistency. He's got to get the team performing at their very, very best week in, week out. The next run of games we've got, especially in the Premier League, we have to win all the way up until Chelsea on October the 20th. And I will not accept anything less than a draw in that game. But obviously going to the bridge, it's a tough, tough game. But if we could win that game, just think what a great run that would be. We'd be right back on track for challenging for the title. Because I keep saying it, yes, we've slipped up. We've just slipped up right at the start of the season and we look very rocky. But other teams will slip up. Liverpool look great at the moment, don't they? They'll slip up. They're bottlers. The Scousers always slip up. Stevie G, banana skins everywhere. Come on. They will slip up. Chelsea, yes, they've had a great start. They're going to slip up. City have already slipped up against Wolves. They will slip up again. They will, even though they're very, very good indeed. They will slip up. These teams will slip up. Spurs slipped up today against Watford. Watford will slip up against us. So yeah, anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this live match reaction for the Burnley versus United game. No rants here today, all positive from us. Got to build on it. You know, I'm not getting too carried away. Jose has got to do this now every week for a very long time. And if he can do that, then he'll get us back to where we should be rightfully be, which is challenging for the title. I won't accept anything less than that this season. Anyway, thanks so much for stopping by on the channel. Do us a favour, smash that like button, subscribe if you're new here. You can follow me on social media at Mr. Flying Pig HD on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, so please do that. Also, come back tomorrow, like I say, for Monday analysis, where I'll be breaking down the football that's been played over the weekend with a bit more detail and just after the dust settled. So thanks so much for stopping by today. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. If I've not answered any of your comments today, I apologise. Thanks so much for interacting with the channel today. Come back once this video is published, comment. I'll respond to them then. And appreciate everybody who's sent in messages today. Alex, Roger, a legend for the super chats, mate. Thanks so much for supporting the channel. And everybody else who's tuned in, even if you're a Burnley fan, then I thank you very much for stopping by and getting involved with the channel. I'll see you tomorrow for Monday analysis. Have yourselves a good one. Come on, United. That's more like it. Come on now, Jose. Time to show everybody that you're not a complete Portuguese Mr. Bean wannabe. Thanks very much for tuning in. Take it easy.